Hi, my name is Keith Cooper from Northlight Images, and in this short video I'm going to address the question of who do you take your photos for? You might think, well, why should I wonder about that? Actually thinking about who your photos are for is a great way of thinking why you take your photos, and if you know why you take your photos, it can help you take more photos, it can help improve your photography, and can also help you get out of a rut if you think, well, I'm just not taking many photos these days. Perhaps there are some simple reasons for it, but anyway, this is one of a number of short videos I'm doing, generally aimed at photographers who either do photography for a hobby or even for a business, because this can be relevant to your business as well as just the enjoyment of photography. And of course, I always say that if you're running a photography business, you have to leave time to enjoy it as well, because otherwise it just becomes a job, and I wouldn't want to do it just for that. I happen to enjoy doing photography as well. That's an important part of the business. It's an important part that gives an extra edge to the business as well. But anyway, think about, and this goes to for anybody who does photographs, who is your audience? There are actually potentially lots of audiences. You may post on Instagram, you may have a website, you may do prints, you may show prints, you may even try and sell a few prints. Or in our case, I try and sell our photography services. Make a list of who the audience is for your pictures. Who actually looks at your pictures? Who will see them? Now, at one point, you're the person who hopefully sees every picture. How do you filter those out? How many of your pictures get seen? So think of a list. Who gets to see them? Reasons that you do the pictures. How many get seen? And who decides what gets seen? Now, for myself, I have my own pictures for the business, but also my wife Karen works in the Northlight Images business. The two of us run it together. She does some photography herself, but I do most of the architectural industrial sort of stuff. She looks at the pictures as well. She handles our marketing as well. She looks at them not from a point of view of, is this a nice picture? She looks at some of them and decides they're going to go on the wall in the house or something like that. That's great. But she also looks at them from, are they useful? Who are they useful for? So I've got someone who curates my work. And if you can find somebody you trust to do that, it's great. You don't have to accept everything they do. She doesn't go through my photographs and go, right, all of those you can delete because they're rubbish. I can do that myself. However, I don't, because there are pictures which I personally might think, oh, they're rubbish. And she'll go, no, that's actually good. We'll use that one for something. So don't be too keen. Don't beat yourself up over it. Get somebody else to look at your pictures if you're having difficulties in it. If somebody looks at all your pictures and go, no, sorry, these are all awful. Now, either you need a better person, or they're trying to tell you something, and perhaps they could have been a bit more subtle about it, but they're obviously trying to sell you something about your photography. But anyway, my top 4 people who get to see my pictures: paying clients, when I'm doing testing, so that'd be articles, and recently these videos and that, so people get to see some of the pictures. I also have them on a website. I sell a few prints, but it's not a big part of the business. It was never intended to be a big part of the business. I've looked at selling prints and all the vagaries of that elsewhere in some other videos if you're interested in that. I also take local photos. They do sell as local stock photography as well. Gives me an excuse to go out, explore my local environment, take some photos as well. But there's another reason I take them: because I like taking the photos. There are photos on the wall here because I like them. No more than that. They were never intended for anything more than that. That is what they do. They help me improve my photography, and I enjoy it. But the one thing I would notice, obviously, I mentioned pictures here. I don't do pictures of people. Never have done, really. It's just not an interest of mine. Your opinions of what your photography, what you do, will obviously vary. Most people do take pictures of people. I probably have got a few somewhere, but I just never bother looking at them again. It's not something that interests me. But that's important because I know that, and that's also what drove the reasons for setting up Northlight as a commercial photography company. I do photograph people, but they tend to be either sort of digging holes, wearing hard hats or high-vis jackets, or working machinery, and that's yeah, just my own personal choice of it. One other thing, if you're wondering about your photography, what shall I do, what shall I take some photos of, I'm bored, I'm stuck, I haven't done anything original, what photography would you do if you won the lottery? Now, say you no longer had to worry about supporting yourself. You can buy any camera kit you like. What photographs would you take? What really interests you? What drives you? Now, have a look at an article I've written that goes along with this, because we all as photographers occasionally go through a sort of flat bit where you think, I'm not taking photos, I'm not doing enough. Hopefully this will be a bit of a prod. Might be of some use. If you've got any questions or anything, please do ask via the comments or directly to me. Happy to look at them. And if you find things like this useful, let me know, because then I can do some more of them, because I don't mind doing these little short videos. I hope you find them useful. Thanks.